Welcome to the Breathing Edge podcast.
So today's podcast is about the key habit. Now, in the last podcast, we were talking about high quality habits and the different elements of high quality habits, which are different than a regular habit because they're high quality.
Well, we did define high quality habits being that they're intrinsically rewarding, that they're something that is ecological. It's good for you, good for other people, and good for the planet. And so in today's episode, we wanted to drill down into the key habit. Now, if you just imagine for a moment, building high quality habits, and the word building should give you some indication. In all of the cultures that refer to building, there's always this reference to a keystone or the first brick laid, or the very foundation, the start of the foundation. And that's why we believe that this is the keystone, the key habit is breathing. And we're going to sort of talk today about, well, what is breathing? Like, what's the difference between you just breathing now?
I mean, we're all doing it anyway.
Versus what we're describing as breathing. And it comes down to this. We've mentioned earlier that breathing is the only mechanism in the body that is both conscious and unconscious under both of those control systems. So left unchecked, you'll just breathe. Or you can also intervene in your breathing or take control of your breathing, which, funnily enough, you can't do that with any other systems in your body. You don't yet have the ability to think your heart to beat faster. You don't yet have the ability for you to think your stomach to start digesting food. So breathing is something that's right there. It's right under your nose. And let's talk a little bit about why you would want to engage in taking your breathing into manual drive. And the first one that we wanted to sort of discuss, and something that Angie and I discuss all the time, and that is creating space.
This is my favorite. This is my favorite because if you're a parent, or if you have a business, or even if you're passionate about something and you're starting to feel suffocated by your passions, sometimes you get into those moods where you're like, I just need my space. And instead of looking outside yourself to have somebody else help create space for you, we use the breathing to create space within us. And there's a mechanical aspect to it, but also a cellular aspect to it, and a mental and emotional and mind-body system aspect to it.
Yeah, it definitely is across all those broad areas. And even if we just talk about from the physical sense, getting more oxygen into your body is going to create space in the cells, or it's going to open up and bring air into those areas. And you don't have to be a rocket scientist to work out that there's a lot of tension in people today. Like we have physical tension, we have aches and pains, we have muscle tension in our body, we grind our teeth, all sorts of things. We also have mental and emotional tension. So what we mean by creating space is it's actually also about taking the tension out of the body that will help you create space.
Now, there's a whole host. We could go very deep into that subject here. I reckon we'll create another podcast around that.
Yeah, we want to keep it above the clouds for this one.
Yes, because I'm sitting here thinking, oh my goodness, there's so many details we can tell them about how it actually literally creates space. So from there, another aspect of it is oxygenating the body. And again, like we only have so much time in this particular episode, but tell us more about oxygenating the body.
The oxygen's a basic building block of the body. So it just makes sense that you want to have a system that is efficient at not only getting the oxygen in, but also then getting the oxygen from your blood into the tissues. And so that is done via a process that involves both O2 and CO2. And it's quite a complex process. However, it's quite simple to understand that you need a balance of these gases in your body for you to be efficiently getting the oxygen into the tissues. So just think about that from a health perspective. think about that from a well-being perspective. More oxygen into your tissues equals more energy. And that leads us into looking at breathing as being a source of energy for you.
Well, let alone also being able to use oxygen to efficiently absorb nutrients of all of those green drinks that you might be drinking or bulletproof coffees that you might be having. So it also leverages that.
Oh yeah, let's put
again,
in
that might be another podcast.
Yeah. let's put in a word on pH. Now, Angie mentioned the green drinks. You know, for those out there that are listening, that are into pH balanced water, that are into licking strips to see what your pH is like, and we've seen that a lot. Well, I want to tell you right now, your breathing, inhaling and exhaling, changes your blood pH faster than anything else. It changes it faster than trying to drink 5 liters of pH balanced water. It changes it faster than any green alkalizing drinks that you can do. I'm not saying that you should throw those things in the bin or not do them, but just understand that this is as close to the stake. This is the keystone, as we mentioned. This is the foundational part that will have you be able to affect those systems in the body.
And just before, you mentioned energy as well. So I mean, yes, oxygen is a source of energy, and you might have heard us say that if the oxygen level drops below 60%, it needs energy, so it starts fermenting sugar for energy. So we can fuel our body by breathing better and opening up the breathing mechanism by doing it often.
Absolutely. The breathing mechanism also has a way of harmonizing the systems in the body, the central nervous system, the endocrine system, which is the system that controls your hormones. All these systems are affected. Exactly. All these systems are affected by your breathing mechanism. And so the harmonizing and getting all the systems into rhythm and getting an effective current of life flowing through your body. And so breathing is also probably the most underutilized system that you have in your body, because of the point that we made before. It's right under your nose. It's here. It's something that you do every day. It's something that you've been doing since the time you're born, and it'll be the last thing that you do before you die. So there is some importance on it. We're just going to stamp that on there.
Yeah, and for me, I want to enjoy my breathing until that last one. So what we're going to do today, actually a little bit something different, is we're going to give you a little bit of an experience. We're going to give you 3 minutes. We're calling this the power of 3. And Shane in a moment will explain it and then take you through 3 minutes of breathing. Now, during this session, you might have an experience of a current of life flowing through the body, and you might experience a little bit of oxygenation and energy source. So we invite you to enjoy all the sensations that come along with this 3 minutes.
So I want to give you a brief overview of P3, or the power of 3. And where this originated from is
we're busy.
we're busy. We were demystifying breathing. So here's the first foundation of power of 3. There's only 3 things that you can do with your breathing. You can breathe in, you can breathe out, and you can hold or pause the breath. That's it. They're the 3 mechanical aspects. We also represent the pattern of breathing via 3 simple well-known shapes: the triangle, the square, and the circle. To give you an indication of this, if you imagine a triangle, so if you're not watching this, or you're sitting in the car or somewhere else, just imagine a triangle. In the triangle, you breathe in, you go up one side of the triangle, you breathe out, you go down the other side, and there's a short pause across the bottom. So it's in, out, short pause. So that's the triangle. Now, the triangle breath will generally represent your normal physiological breath. If you observe someone at rest, that's asleep, you'll see that there's an inhale, an exhale, and then there's generally a slight pause at the bottom. The third representation or patterning is the square.
The second one.
Oh, sorry. That's why I have you.
Working ahead.
Yes. The second is the square. And the square, what we have in the square is we have a control pattern for breathing where we breathe in, we hold at the top, we breathe out, and we hold at the bottom. Now, the square, or as it's known sometimes, the tactical breathing, is about control. It's because you're controlling the breath on all of the areas, on the in, hold, out, hold, in, hold, out, hold. So it's a control type of breathing. And the last third,
Good job, honey.
the third one involves only two of the foundational ones that we mentioned, in, out, hold. The third one, the circular breathing, only has an in and an out. There's no pauses or gaps. So it goes around in a circle. So you'll notice that there's no gaps or no pauses. Now, in further episodes, we're going to go into these into more depth. But for right now,
this is just a taster.
To give you an example of the power of three, we're going to take 3 minutes and we're going to experience these three patterns.
Now, the reason why we picked 3 minutes is because we're busy, and also this I'm showing a little sand timer that I've got here. This is a 3 minute. Yeah, this is a 3 minute sand timer,
like an egg timer.
This is my absolute favorite thing. I've got them scattered all around the house. It's on my desk. It's in my lounge room. It's in the bathroom. It's in the kids' bedroom. And here's what we do with it: when we need a break, or when we just need a quick 3 minutes, we use the breath and this sand timer, we flip it over, and we get started on our 3 minutes.
And that is the power of three.
Power of three. And you're about to experience it right now.
That's why we have the power of three. So what we'll get you to do is, if anyone's driving or operating machinery, you know the drill on this one. This is something maybe that you don't want to do while you're doing any of those things. But if you're just sitting now, or you can find a quiet space, just sit, and first off, just open your hands and turn your palms up so that they're just sitting in your lap open. This is just going to indicate to your body that you're going to do something with a little bit of relaxation in it. So let's start out with the triangle. If you can imagine a triangle, and you're just going to breathe round the triangle. We're going to go for 1 minute round the triangle. So here we go. So inhale, exhale, and a gentle pause at the bottom. Now, your triangle, my triangle, aren't going to be the same. You can make the triangle whatever shape you want as far as a triangle goes. It might have slightly longer inhales, slightly longer exhales, and it could have a slightly longer pause at the bottom, or it could have short inhale, long exhale. We'll just leave it up to you over this minute just to go round the triangle. Now we've got 10 seconds to go, and we're going to switch to the square. To switch to the square, we're going to take an inhale, we're going to hold at the top. We're going to exhale and hold at the bottom. Inhale again, hold the top, exhale and hold at the bottom. Now play with the counts on this, whatever's comfortable for you. It might be an inhale for the count of 3, hold for the count of 3, exhale for the count of 3, hold for the count of 3. Or it might be 2, 2, 2, or longer, where you might change the shape of the sides or the top of the square. And in 10 seconds, we're just going to change to the circular breathing. And let's just change now to the circular breathing. So it's inhale, exhale. Inhale meets exhale. in a nice smooth pattern. So you do the exhale, you do the inhale, you don't do the exhale. You just let the air out. So it's active, passive, active, passive. And you can hear Angie's rhythm or Angie's pace. Just stay with her pace with this one. And if you want to, for the last 20 seconds here, you might want to just slightly take the tempo up. Now everyone just take a big inhale and sigh of relief. And do that 3 times in a row. 3 sighs of relief. And one more.
And that is the power of 3.
Now, you can see there by just in 3 minutes how much it can change your state, change the way that you feel physically. And some of you might have even noticed of the sort of the things that are brought up, maybe on a mental level or emotional level.
A little bit more relaxed, maybe.
Now, when you get an opportunity, we highly recommend that you grab yourself a timer, stick to 3, 6, or 9, depending on how long you want to do the sessions for, and just go with, pick a shape, use a combination of the different shapes, and just play with it. Play with it and get an idea. We are going to talk about the utilization of P3, and we're going to have a full podcast session on just the P3, going on the different uses and how you can use it.
Yeah. And also check out the website, breatheme.com, and we're going to have a whole slew of opportunities to get some more guided breathing audios if you'd like something to breathe with and something to get started with. So head on over to breatheme.com for some more information around that sort of thing. And there's more podcasts to come.
And so before we wrap up, let's just recap on what we've gone through today. We've talked about breathing as being the keystone habit, or the key habit.
That influences all the other habits.
Exactly. It's the glue. It's the glue that helps you reprogram and form or transform existing habits into high quality habits.
I love that master reprogramming tool.
Yeah, and it's something that creates space. It oxygenates the body. It's an energy source. It harmonizes the rhythm of the body and the current of life. And it's something that you can utilize every day.
Moment to moment. Well, stay tuned for the next episode.
Thank you.